It has been 4.5 minutes since I last checked my smartphone. Of course, that's tongue-in-cheek. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their busy schedule to understand how to best develop a mobile strategy. Here comes the hard part. I'm going to challenge everybody to put down your smartphone for 20 minutes and not check it to learn how a properly implemented mobile strategy can positively expand your business in the next year. Now, I think we can all agree that in New York City, it's now more dangerous to walk on the sidewalk than it is to drive in the street. And that's because for the first time in history, the majority of consumers are accessing the internet via their mobile device versus the PC. This means everywhere you go, people's heads will be down inside their phone, engaging with information in real time. These same potential customers are averaging 119 minutes a day on their mobile device, and 80% of the time is spent inside an app, which will be very important for this presentation. And in fact, in a later slide, we have a more updated 2013 stat that just came out 2 days ago. So think about it. When was the last time you went to weather.com or mapquest.com on your mobile device versus going right into an app that could do those activities for you? Or even another step, when is the last time you went to weather.com or mapquest.com on your computer? I actually have a story where I was visiting a client a couple months ago to do an on-site presentation. My phone was dead, so I printed out the MapQuest directions, and I, at some point, missed a turn, and next thing I know, I have to actually drive back 1.5 miles to the last landmark that I recognized to map out again where 1.5 miles would be to get the left correct. And at that point, I was confused and frustrated and annoyed. And so I challenge everybody to think about how many parts of their process right now that a mobile strategy can fix, points where their clients are confused and frustrated and annoyed like I was, really using out-of-date technology. 90% of Fortune 500 companies are deploying a mobile strategy, and there's some fun statistics to locate on these 3 presentations within the presentation, but the ones that really stick out to me are 91% of smartphone owners have their phone within reach 24/7. We are rarely separated from them. It goes on to say we check our phones every 6.5 minutes or 150 times daily. Starbucks now has 10% of their transactions are now done on a mobile device. And Easy Mortgage Apps is one of those consumers that uses their mobile app to pay for our coffees. That represents over 10 million customers making their transactions that way. We like to focus on enterprise rollouts, and I'll bring you over to the right side of the screen where enterprise mobility, apps, platforms, and devices, just why are enterprises adopting mobility. And 43% is competition. If their competition is doing it, they have to do it. Or they're trying to go out there and recruit, and they're trying to separate themselves from their competition. 50% is employee needs and requests. In your industry, it's the loan officers are out there in the field. They're the ones who have to walk into the real estate offices. Right now, our mobile app's biggest rival in a real estate office is actually coffee and donuts right now. That's who we're going up against. And when the deal starts to get into place, or the program or the product or the processes, whatever it is for an enterprise, mobile solutions always increase productivity because they increase time to revenue and reduce points of latency. And that's what will make up that 51% is productivity concerns. 63% is cost savings, and most of that has to do with the transparency that mobile apps bring about. Give consumers what they want. Forbes just came out with an article this past week that the mobile browser is dead and long live the app. This has been going around quite a bit on Twitter. It was analytics from Flurry, and what they said was U.S. consumers during Q1 of 2014 spent an average of 2 hours and 42 minutes on their mobile device, and only 22 of those minutes a day were spent in their browsers. So this is a wake-up call for companies that are making their websites mobile-friendly for 22 minutes a day, when an enterprise rollout of a mobile app or an individual mobile app would allow you to focus on that 2 hours and 20 minutes they're spending inside an app. And if you recall, this went up from 119 minutes they were on a smartphone just 2 years ago. So it is increasing. How does this apply directly to the mortgage industry? Here are some fun facts that not just within your industry, but at any dinner table will certainly raise an eyebrow. The number one mobile activity for new home shoppers is getting the information about a home, but getting directions to a home is the number 2 activity. It's probably not from MapQuest. For 44% of new home shoppers use mobile apps throughout their research process. A majority of marketers and real estate investors should be aware that 90% of all home buyers are now using the internet for their searches. And over half of that 90% is using it as their first step. And these are the likely borrowers, buyers, that will transition very easily into your mobile app and your mobile-centric strategy. In fact, half of U.S. smartphone owners used their device last year for mobile banking, the Federal Reserve Board stated. If the banks can get around putting checking account information, depositing checks, checking your account information inside a mobile app, I think it's time for their mortgage division to come around with them. In fact, it relates almost more to the real estate industry because you have the outside influencers demanding it. 65% of agents said they would be more willing to recommend a particular lender if they provided a mobile app. According to Housing Wire, approximately 50% of all real estate searches are done on mobile devices. That's 1 in every 2. 77% of new home shoppers do mobile home research from home, and 31% do so at work. An estimated 20% of all real estate searches happen on mobile devices. So I think the facts speak for themselves. And we've identified this as a hard trend. And you have to remember, a hard trend will happen. A soft trend might happen. The hard trend is that businesses will be developing mobile apps customized for their company for various functions. And the soft trend is whether your company will be one of them. Mobile devices are now 2 times the amount of PC devices sales. So real estate agents refer to companies offering a mobile strategy. This is another article where agents control 45% of home buyers' lenders' choice. And the reason we chose this article is because it goes on to say that real estate agents surveyed, and there were 2,000 of them surveyed, that 65% of them said they would be more willing to recommend a particular lender if they provided a mobile app to track the status of scheduled mortgage closings. The future of mortgage banking is going mobile, according to the National Mortgage Professional magazine, my #1 stop to get information from. And NMP digs deep into going mobile. And in fact, recently, within the past week, a new, fresh article came out about first-time homebuyers are all going mobile. And I bet there are some out there that would disagree, but usually these are the same people that do not have a mobile strategy, which is okay. We do see there is a reluctancy and at times a lag in the mortgage industry in regards to innovating to meet consumers' needs. There's a certain cost associated with innovation, but on the flip side, innovation drives revenue. First-time homebuyers are all going mobile. The reason you're on this webinar is to find out how you can go mobile with them. Just like when you had to have a fax, then you had to have a website, now having a mobile-centric business strategy gives you a significant leg up on your competition. And the trend, the shift, is in your favor. So with PC sales trending downward, and they're now making, Apple is making more iPhones a day than babies are being born in the United States, your investment is in the future. Then the question comes, native app development versus HTML5. So there are multiple differences between native versus HTML5, but we've identified that there are 3 differences regarding native versus HTML5 you need to be concerned with related to your industry. And that is user experience, performance, and security. And we focus on all 3. We pride ourselves that our app is native, so we have more security measures we can put in place. And the user experience from a native app is more in line with the experience a consumer is looking for when they log into an app. So there are significant advantages of going native. And it's not just the cognitive ease within the app. It's not just the performance, and I'm sure we can all relate to a native app versus an HTML5 between the look and the feel, but it's also push notifications that are able to be sent out from a native app. Push notifications have a 97% read rate within 2 minutes. The government uses them for Amber Alerts and weather alerts. So if they think it's the most efficient way to communicate with you when a baby's missing or a tornado's coming, it's certainly the most efficient way and the best form of communication on the planet when you need a W-2 or you need to let the borrower know that the rate lock is going to expire or a new condo program to your realtor. Push notifications, and these facts are great. In-app push notifications are highly utilized. 68% of consumers have enabled push notifications for their apps, and 76% of younger consumers, 18 to 34, have done the same. And NAR just released that the median age of a first-time homebuyer is 31 years old. So that age is going to have a 76% chance that they've turned on their push notifications. And 70% or more of consumers found all types of push notifications, including order updates and location-based messages, to be valuable. If 70% of your buyers and your realtors are finding these valuable, the opportunity becomes limitless on what you can put in these push notifications, especially the location-based ones, to expand your business. 50% of marketers witnessed a higher open rate on push notifications versus emails, with click-through rates up to twice as high as well. There's 100 billion emails sent daily, 98% of which are spam. And I think this really stands out here. Do you want your notification to be mixed up between the email about the acai berry diet and someone needing money from a foreign country to get home? Or do you want it where, or in an environment where you know there'll be a 50% higher open rate and where it leads them to make an action? 43% of consumers are more likely to purchase when mobile messages are part of an orchestrated marketing experience that unfolds over time and across channels. And you can replace their purchase with the action item that you need for your experience. If you need a 2013 W-2 and you push that information over and you have the mobile capture technology where they can take a picture, turn it into a PDF, it's the same action plan you're looking for, and you're giving them the ability to perform on that action. So I hope that gave you an excellent rundown of where mobile is. Those were as many facts as we could squeeze into a presentation that would keep your attention or keep you from checking your phone, which, if you did, only reinforces the fact that it's also what all of your consumers and referral partners do as well, almost every 6.5 minutes of every day. So what does Easy Mortgage Apps offer in a nutshell? It's private label. So that means you can search your company's name in the App Store and Google Play. Easy Mortgage Apps actually does not show up or resonate anywhere on your app when you make it. We integrate with your LOS. This means that 80, 90, even 100% of the core processes that you do within the LOS can allow your app to perform and be completely automated. Also, by being private label, it allows you to have a walk, jog, run implementation. You can start with, in that second picture, as many as 9 buttons or as little as 1 button, and you can, at no additional charge, slowly add or take away buttons because it is your app. The security with a native app format allows us to pass all of your compliance tests. You can co-brand for realtor referrals. In fact, realtors even have their own portal to log in and get real-time updates with loan status, as well as borrowers get to log into their own portal with real-time update and real-time loan status. We have a communication log with a printable PDF to document dialogue in a compliant format. I would think the majority of loan officers out there are right now keeping their communication logs by taking screenshots of all their texts. If not, we offer an alternative to that crazy idea of keeping a communication log. With one click of a button, you can have a PDF of your entire communication back and forth. The mobile capture technology minimizes latency by allowing the borrower to take a picture anywhere on their time, and by doing so, that document becomes a PDF on your back end. We have a calendar with built-in business logic to update borrowers and realtor partners, the ability to view documents via the mobile device, and the beauty of mobile documents is technology is swaying so far in favor of it being the #1 place for storage, because you can share them, whether it's an airdrop or an email. You can get them to whatever device you want, and even the printing on the printing on Bluetooth has become so convenient that you don't need wires or install any disks. You can literally print from anywhere on anywhere. And then all contact information is at a touch of a finger for superior connectivity and transparency. We actually try to make everything within 7 clicks or 45 seconds. So if you'd like to schedule a private demo to discover how Easy Mortgage Apps LLC can help you close more purchase business, contact me at the number. My name is Michael Kelleher. The number 781-3 367-0068. Even if you want to conceptualize what your app would look like or why a mobile strategy that you have that we didn't mention here is a good idea or a bad idea, would love to talk about it. Thank you, everybody, for, again, taking the time to come on this webinar. I hope you found it very informative and very helpful as you implement a mobile strategy over the next couple months.